up there and when they went to the house, somebody had you and the cops came out here. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. 'Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. You better believe it, 'cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. 'Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. You see the devil in a glance, boy. So I can knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, it is round number 2 of the SimBlacks National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. Tonight we come to Lanier National Speedway, a nice little 3/8 mile bull ring as we get set qualifying already on the program. Do apologise, I am on dad duties at the moment, so hopefully we'll get that all figured out. Let's get a few things sorted on my end, and then we're going to be good to go. So as you can see, Campbell Richards, quick time with a 14.085. A 14.085. Luke Dilworth on the track right now. And we'll see some of the cars. Let's try and get somebody else as Brock Gilchrist, Max Donnelly on the racetrack at the moment. So coming off last week's season opener at the Cedar Lake Speedway, where it was Alec Inslee getting the win from Harry Stewart and Joel Berkeley rounded out your podium. Harry Shield looking to become a three-peat champion and go back to back with the SimBlacks National Midget Championship. Just give me a second. I'm going to fix up this screen behind me, and then I will happily turn the camera back on. So again, we have a field of 62 drivers signed into the pit area for tonight for round number 2. So at the moment, 57 drivers have taken a lap time, and that is going to conclude the qualifying standings. Let's see if that's made it any better. Yeah, not really. I wonder why that's doing that like that. Hang on. No, I'm going to fix it. While I do that, just quickly, here is your qualifying results on screen with what should be 5 heat races. It will be. So Campbell Richards goes quick time with a 14.085. Let's take a look at your starting grid for heat race number 1 of 5, where it'll be top 2 go through to the main event. Campbell Richards alongside Ayrton Smith in row number 1. Row number 2 going to be James McDonald and Caden Barker. Row 3 will see Hayden Kirkstall alongside Tom Storr. Row 4 going to be Cody Metcalf and Mitchell Clark. Row 5 Max Donnelly and Ben Stillborn. Row 6 going to be Cale James and Caleb Beecroft, and Taylor Bryant rounds out the 13 car field in heat race number 1. So looking forward to this one, round number 2 of the SimBlacks New Zealand Midget Championship. Just fixing it up. Bear with me. There we go. Look a little better right now, but hello, Anthony. Hello, Patricia. Look forward to this one. Heat number 1. Oh, let me get this one. Sorry, I'm on dad duties at the moment as well. So 8 laps, top 2, go straight through to the main event. Here we go. Set for a start. Campbell Richards in the 52 machine. Green flag is out, and we are underway. Round number 2 of the SimBlacks National Midget Championship. There was contact on the second row, and look at them hustle their way down the back straight away. Everybody jostling for positions, jostling for early track time at the moment. But it is going to be Campbell Richards to lead lap number 1. Hello, Mike. Second, Ayrton Smith, Tom Storr. Running in third, Caden Parker, James McDonald round out your top 5. 1 car hard into the concrete. There might be Carl James in the 19. The magic number in the heat races is number 2. If you're not inside the top 2. Now remember, top 2 will go to the dash as well, which we'll see during the warm-up session. But if you're not in the top 2, well, there's a potential chance of running the alphabet soup. We've seen Matt McCutcheon run a fair bit of soup last week at Cedar Lake Speedway. Right now watching Caden Barker, James McDonald battle it out for positions number 4 and 5. There's you see them on screen, the blue and green machines. Barker in the 44, McDonald in the 57. That's the black and blue Yahoo Toyota Racing. Entry down to the outside goes McDonald. Barker again tries to sneak it up on the inside, but it's that middle groove that is happening at the moment. Up front here is your second and third place cars on screen at the moment. There's one car, Taylor Bryant, back in the pit area. It's still Campbell Richards leading the way. 2 laps left to run, the opening heat race of the night. A fair bit of racing to come after this broadcast for the SimBlacks National Midget Championship. We'll go to the Worth Australia Big Block Modified Series. White flag is out, 1 lap left to go. Campbell Richards, clean set of heels. Quick time in heat race number 1. And now a heat race winner in the SimBlacks National Midget Championship for round number 2 here at Lanier. Ayrton Smith home in second. So Richards and Smith both going to transfer into tonight's main and also into tonight's dash. Everybody Well, from third on back, from third to the third, it will either be placed in a B, C, D, or an E main. Actually, I'm going to put that there because I'm going to look at that probably 600 times tonight. So there it is, official results. Hello, J-Dub. There is your official results. Richards, Smith, the top 2. Storr, McDonald, Beecroft, the top 5. Donnelly, Clark, Stillborn, Kirk, James, Barker, Metcalf, and Bryant. Heat number 2 will line up like this. Jordan McDonnell on pole. Terence Dorrell lines up at a position number 2. Your last week's feature winner, Alec Inslee, will start from position number 3. Mitchell Sparrow lines up at a position number 4. Dion DeGraff lines up at a position number 5. Xavier Simmons at a position number 6. Hayden Warrington will start position number 7. Craig Silby lines up at a position number 8. Position number 9, it's going to be Clayton Davies. Kevin Hopkins will start from position number 10. Cooper Wilson from position number 11. Mr. Ice Cream Man Anthony Karp at a position number 12. And Marco Giltrap lines up at a position number 13. So ready for start next time. Let's try and get a little closer on that camera angle. So, hello Ash. Again, the back-to-back broadcast here on Ultimate Dirt TV tonight. How is the stream, fellas? Is it looking okay at the moment? Heat number 2. Safety car goes infield. McDonnell looking for a strong heat in heat race number 2, and immediately Inslee worked his way up on the inside. They're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Alec Inslee, last week's feature winner. He's up into the race lead as they make their way through the middle of turn number 3 and 4, and he will lead lap number 1. Here comes Dorrell. Oh, look out, car into the wall. Xavier Simmons in the 11. Multiple cars upside down in turns number 1 and 2. We stay green for the moment. Inslee, still your race leader. Dorrell one's in second. Hayden Warrington in third position. We've seen Warrington run a number of soups last week. He certainly had his Weet-Bix. He's looking to do the same, or not looking to do the same here tonight. Looking to start on the front row of the B main. Cooper Wilson plus 7 positions in 3.5 laps, in 4th position, started at 11th, and now finds himself just 2 spots out of a transfer position. Reminder, top 2 will go straight through to the dash and also straight through to the main event. DeGraff holding off Clayton Davies and Jordan McDonnell. Oh, McDonnell tags Davies in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. They keep it going. Oh, look out, one car. That's Kevin Hopkins who got into the back of McDonnell. And somehow they all kept it going right now. Davies back to the inside. The right front just caught the left rear there of McDonnell. This is your battle for positions number 6 and 7. Slider by McDonnell from Davies on McDonnell. McDonnell will go back to the inside into turn number 3 and 4. Meanwhile, your race leader up at the front. We'll see the white flag. 1 lap left to go. Into turn number 3, and Alec Inslee from the second row inside will make his way into tonight's dash on the outside of the front row, and will make his way. Will guarantee himself a starting position in tonight's main event. So heat number 2 is in the books. As we get set to take a look at your official results popping up on screen, and there it is. Alec Inslee gets to win. Terence Dorrell comes home in second. Hayden Warrington, Cooper Wilson, Clayton Davies make up your top 5. Jordan McDonnell, Kevin Hopkins, Anthony Karp, Craig Silby, Dion DeGraff make up your top 10. Xavier Simmons in 11th. Mitchell Sparrow, along with Marco Giltrap in the 13th position. As we get set, heat race number 3 will line up like this. Leo Heaton in the 26 machine will line up alongside Aaron Hatton for FYB Sim Racing, if that is still a thing. I'm not sure. I haven't really done or kept up with the Australian side of things too much lately, but we're getting back into it. Matthew Johnston lines up at a position number 3. Darcy Wilson starts position number 4. Mark Horton out of position number 5, and Noah Page from position at number 6. Brian McIntyre will start from position number 7. Luke Dilworth lines up at a position number 8. Position number 9 is Brendan Partridge. No Petrie in that one. Aaron Gray lines up at a position number 10. Dylan Cook lines up at a position number 11. And Callum Pratt out of position number 12. Is 12 cars. That is... Now I'm going to try doing this very quickly. Settle down, kid. That was a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. There we go. Hopefully that's a little closer for everybody, rather than trying to get the old binocs out and have a look through the computer screen. Heat number 3 of 5. Lanier National Speedway, round number 2. The NZSR World Midget 50 Lapper. Green flag is out. Heat race is underway. Heat number 3. Heaton and Hatton. Hatton's got the advantage, but Heaton fights back up on the inside now. Down into 3 and 4. Slide job coming is Aaron Hatton. Now it's going to be Leo Heaton. Hatton again down to the inside into turn number 1 and 2. You'll start to see the drivers move up the racetrack. It'll be on the fence probably at around D main time is where I expect to see the drivers really up on the top shelf of the racetrack. Right now they're mid-track. Darcy Wilson runs in 3rd position. Back in 4th is Matthew Johnston. Luke Dilworth rounds out your top 5, but at the moment for drivers 3rd on back, it's all better starting positions in preliminary action. Right now Leo Heaton and Aaron Hatton are the 2 drivers that are looking to book their ticket into the main event and also book themselves into a dash later on tonight. Top 2 to the main event, top 2 to the dash. Leo Heaton clean set of heels so far in heat race number 3 of 5. 4 down, 4 to run. Everybody playing nice in heat race number 3. It's nice to see. So probably this heat and the next heat, this is probably where you're going to see the line. It'll be a case of, well, who's going to venture up into the marbles? Who will be that first guy to maybe go upstairs, see what it's like upstairs? But at the moment, it is 2 laps left to run for the 26 of Leo Heaton. Works his way through 1 and 2. Some pressure from Aaron Hatton, but Aaron Hatton's got some company with Darcy Wilson behind him. As we go into 3 and 4, Wilson goes down low. Will he have the run out of turn number 4? No, he won't. It's Heaton and Hatton. It's the double H's. They work through 1 and 2. Down the back straight away, 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag is going to be waving. Leo Heaton gets the job done. Aaron Hatton home in 2nd. 3rd will go to Darcy Wilson, Matthew Johnston, Luke Dilworth. Drivers rounding out your top 5. So heat number 3 results coming up on screen as here they are. Heaton and Hatton going to the show, going to the dash. Wilson, Johnston, Dilworth, Page, Partridge, Cook, Horton, Pratt, McIntyre and Gray will find themselves locked in consolation races later on as heat race number 4 gets set to make their way onto the racetrack. Harry Stewart looking to get the job done here tonight in heat race number 4 and round number 2 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. He will start on pole alongside Regan Edwards from position number 2. Nathan Vanderwacker lines up at a position number 3. Murray Howell will start from position number 4. Joel Patel lines up at a position number 5. Position number 6 is Nathan Kane. Tyler Stralo lines up at a position number 7. Luke Wilson from position number 8. Jordan Richards will start from position number 9. Corey Crossan out of position number 10. Sam Waddell from position number 11. And Brock Gilchrist from position number 12. That is heat race number 4. So moving through the program thick and fast. We're about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes away from the Worth Australia Big Block Modified Series at Port Royal Speedway. But we're not going to worry about that just yet because we've got a SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship to get through. Heat race number 4, penultimate heat race of the night. Harry Stewart, fresh off a podium last week in the season opener at Cedar Lake Speedway. We'll see how he fares in this one. Green flag is out. Poor Joel Patel and some company. Well, they got the short end of that stick, and well, yeah, take that as you like. Look out, the 91. That is, it looks like it's Jordan Richards in the 91. The door's been shut there. Regan Edwards trying to shut the door on Nathan Vanderwacker. Side by side for the final transfer position. Vanderwacker on the low side. Right above the slick is the 49 of Regan Edwards. Edwards trying to shut the door down into turn number 1, but Vanderwacker keeps the door open, keeps his foot just ajar right now and stays up on the inside of Regan Edwards. Meanwhile, Harry Stewart opens up a 3.5 car length advantage. Vanderwacker still staying locked down to the bottom side. I'm very surprised to see him make it work down there because, oh well, I thought that it would have been right above the slick. But right now, Regan Edwards, well, he's figured, well, if Nathan Vanderwacker is making it work, why not? How about I try the bottom as well? And he does so as we work into turn number 1 and 2. Keep an eye on Jordan Richards in the 91 machine. He's closing in, and we are closing in on heat race number 4 being complete. 5 down, 3 laps left to run. It's all Harry Stewart at the moment. 0.6 of a second lead. Now Harry Stewart's gone down to the bottom. There's some contact between Vanderwacker and Edwards out on the exit of turn number 2. Here comes Richards in the 91. Vanderwacker caught the inside wall. It doesn't move. Let me tell you that one for a fact. Oh no, look out, the 91 of Jordan Richards absolutely smacks the pit entrance down into turn number 1. Here comes Edwards. Meanwhile, Stewart gets the white flag. 1 lap left to run. Heat race number 4 of 5. Edwards is going to tag the back of Vanderwacker, and that's for the transfer position. Oh my. You don't think there might be some feeling in this one between Vanderwacker and Regan Edwards. Harry Stewart victorious out of turn number 4. And it's going to be, I think Vanderwacker got him on the line. Vanderwacker and Regan Edwards, after the contact from Edwards on Vanderwacker in turn number 1, he somehow regathered it back up. And I think Nathan Vanderwacker is going to sneak home for a second place finish. Let's take a look at your official results. It will be Harry Stewart, Nathan Vanderwacker go 1 and 2. Edwards to the B. Crossan, Wilson, Kane, Gilchrist, Stralo, Howe, Waddell, Richards and Battelle all going to consolation races. Heat race number 5, your 5th and final heat race of the night, the SimBlacks National Midget Championship. It's Graham Smith and Hayden Guptill in row number 1. Willie McLaren and Mitch Fabish in row number 2. Trent Way, Brad Robertson, row 3. Thomas Paul, Blake Walsh in row 4. Row 5, Stefan Adams and Ricky Brett. And your 6th and final row, Jack Groenwald. Sorry, Jack, if I butchered that one. And Hunter Robb make up your 6th and final row. Heat race number 5 before it is time for your alphabet soup run here tonight. So Hayden Guptill, not only is he the NZ1 car, the New Zealand champion, he's also a 2-time winner of the National Midget Championship. He's also, between himself and Harry Stewart, they are, I believe, let me check, but I'm pretty sure, they are the only 2 drivers to have 2 midget championships, 2 midget championship season wins. Let me have a look at my broadcast information. Yes, he was the inaugural winner in 2014 back on RFACT, and then he won the last one on RFACT in 2016. And then the last 2 have been won by Harry Stewart. Other National Midget champions, of course, now Grother, Joel Berkeley, and Brett Jr. Morris. So out of the 7 seasons they've been running, we've had 5 different winners. Stewart and Guptill, the only 2 drivers who have had 2 championship NZSR championship season wins. As it's going to be Hayden Guptill leading him down into turn number 1 and 2. Keep an eye on Fabish in the 85 machine, but here comes Willie McLaren looking up on the inside. No, cannot complete the pass there. Again, magic number Graham Smith holds on to that 2nd and final transfer position, but here comes Mitch Fabish. Fabish a little higher than what Smith is in the 24 machine, but keep an eye on Willie McLaren in the 333. Now here comes Brad Robertson. Brad Robertson making it run on the outside to move up into position number 4 as he leaves Willie McLaren. Looking like, well, he must have done something wrong, but no, it's all about being stuck on the bottom side. Blake Walsh has now moved into position number 5. Looks to slide up in front of Willie McLaren, will do so. Again there from left to right, your top 4 on screen. Guptill, Smith, Babish and Robertson. Robertson desperately trying to work down to the bottom side. Here comes McClure and Thomas Paul all over the back of Blake Walsh through turn number 1 and 2. Thomas Paul in the 305. He's up to position number 6. Willie McClure, well, he's got the reverse lights on at the moment. He started 3rd. He's back in 7th position. Meanwhile, big mover through the field, Blake Walsh from 8 up to position number 5. He's at a +3 at the moment. 2 laps left to run. Penultimate lap coming out for your final heat race, your 5th and final heat race of the evening. Guptill, Smith, Fabish, Robertson, Walsh, your top 5. Paul, McClure, Adams, Brett, Groenwald, Rob, and away. White flag is out. 1 lap left to run for the New Zealand champion, the New Zealand #1 machine. Smith and Fabish. Fabish, he's going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, down into turn number 3 and 4. Fabish goes low. Smith stays committed to the top side of the racetrack. Out of turn number 4. Guptill wins. Smith home in 2nd. Fabish will come home 3rd. He'll go to a B main. And oh boy. So heat number 5, your heat races are complete here at Lanier National Speedway. It's never good when your kid gets into something. Heat number 5 results coming up as we look forward to our E-main and where we start to move cars away. 1 second. Alright, there it is. Heat number 5 results on screen. Guptill and Smith going to the show. Now we move forward to our E-main again. 14 laps of distance. Top 6 going to make it into the back of the D main. Dion DeGraff and Callum Pratt in row number 1. Sam Waddell, Jack Groenwald in row 2. Caden Barker and Xavier Simmons row 3. Brian McIntyre and Jordan Richards row 4. Hunter Robb and Cody Metcalf in row 5. Mitchell Sparrow and Aaron Gray in row 6. Row 7 going to be Joel Battelle and Trent Way. And row 8 going to be Taylor Bryant and Marco Giltrap, the 16 drivers scheduled to take to the racetrack here at Lanier. As if you're wondering why they're facing all sorts of angles, well, either one is their latest update, and it seems to be a little difficult at the moment. We're going to take a quick drink. So, E-main time. Who is going to run the soup? Xavier Simmons, Sam Waddell, probably a couple of drivers that I could see doing. I would say Joel Battelle, but can confirm that Joel Battelle and Aaron Gray, both drivers sitting in 15th and 16th position, and they did not make the call, so they will take no further part in the second round of the SimBlacks National Midget Championship, the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, that is. E-main racing and preliminary action is underway. And now it's time to start eliminating some drivers, and immediately we go 3 wide through turns number 1 and 2. Callum Pratt, your race leader. Slide job by Caden Barker. Look out, there is some contact. And look at this, they're 3 and 4 wide. Down the main straight away, down into turn number 1 and 2. 1 down and 13 to go. 14 laps of distance in your E-main. And the magical number is going to be 6. And right now, keep an eye on the 11 machine. Well, the 3 you can see there on your screen. Xavier Simmons, the man that has got a lot of work to do. Sits outside of a transfer position, but knows there's still a fair amount of racing left to come. In this E-main, DeGraff and McIntyre work side by side. McIntyre on the inside, DeGraff on the outside. Callum Pratt in that 797 machine in the Team Billabong entry. Working above the slick, and I'm still surprised that nobody has ventured upstairs. Big slider coming out from Xavier Simmons. He picked off Groenwald. Sparrow also. Oh, look out, the 91 of Jordan Richards into the left rear. Paul Jordan Richards. I'm sure he's had a night to forget right now. Inside is Brian McIntyre and Callum Pratt. McIntyre on the inside, Pratt on the outside. McIntyre, I thought he may have gone for the slider down into turn number 3 and 4, but decided to keep that local edge. Car number 43, glued to the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes Callum Pratt. We're going to be halfway home this time for Caden Barker in the 44. 7 down, 7 to go. Cross flag sticks around. Unless there's a big pile-up, we won't see any cautions in tonight's preliminary action until we get to the main event where there'll be admin cautions. It'll have to be 2 cars or more. Here comes Xavier Simmons now. Simmons in car number 3, trying to get past Dion DeGraff. Slide job by Simmons. DeGraff got a little bit tight, so he couldn't turn it underneath him. And he'll have to settle himself for position number 5. How about Marco Giltrap? Started dead last in this field, has made his way 1 spot out of a transfer position. McIntyre stays low. Prattner's got some company with Xavier Simmons. I said that Xavier Simmons was probably one of 2 or 3 drivers that I've seen right around here. And again, a lot of these drivers I'm only starting to get familiar with. It's only week number 2 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Look out, Simmons got into the wall. DeGraff got into the back of him. 3 laps left to run for Caden Barker, who has just been so dominant in your E-main tonight. We'll see if anybody else can run the soup. They would have turned a lot of laps if they happened to go from the E to the D to the C to the B and to the A. And with only a lap and a half to run, Caden Barker, well, he's ticked off one of the checklists at the moment, and that is to win or transfer into tonight's D main. Should he not fail at his final 2 left-hand turns, he works down the back straight away into turn number 3, and he'll make his way out of turn number 4. No chance he's going to lose this one. Caden Barker wins. Brian McIntyre, Callum Pratt, your top 3. Xavier Simmons, Dion DeGraff, and Trent Way. How about Trent Way from 14th up to position number 6? So Trent Way had passed 6 cars. Oh boy, that was a beauty. There is your E-main results. Caden Barker, Brian McIntyre, Callum Pratt, Xavier Simmons, Dion DeGraff, and Marco Giltrap. So Trent Way had been given a penalty. So Marco Giltrap went from dead last to position number 6. Everybody else, well, it's time to pack it up and to go home as we get set for your D main. Ben Stillborn and Anthony Calf in row number 1. Dylan Cook and Tyler Stralo in row 2. Stefan Adams and Hayden Kirk in row 3. Craig Sylvie and Mark Horton in row 4. Murray Howell and Ricky Brett in row 5. Cale James and Caden Barker in row number 6. Row 7, going to be Brian McIntyre and Callum Pratt. Row 8, Xavier Simmons, Dion DeGraff. And in row 9, by himself in the Billabong development, number 14, it's Marco Giltrap. So D main action. It's going to be 16 laps. And again, the magic number is 6. Alright, D main action. Lanier National Speedway. Round number 2 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Again, this is the World Midget 50 lapper here this evening. Here we go. Oh boy, there's some contact here between a number of drivers, and we'll see if we stay green. Hello, Piper. Johnson. Mason says hello too. I've got him in the background just here to my right, which will be your left, just down here. Well, actually, he's down here, actually. So, D-man action is underway. Cook is your race leader. Stillborn, Barker runs 2nd and 3rd. Stillborn, Adams, Howell, and Kirk. That's the magic number. So, Adams. Keep an eye on Murray Howell. Oh, the 53 of Stefan Adams. Tagged Ben Stillborn in the 37. Wonder if there'll be any post-race penalties at the moment. But right now, again, we stay green. It's still Cook, your race leader. Caden Barker. How in the world have we gone 4 laps and he's gone from position number 12 to position number 2? He's picked up 10 positions. Stop it. Stop it or you can go to your room. Kids, seriously. Heading up. 6 down, 10 to run. Murray Howell, Stefan Adams. Murray Howell's +6 started 9th in this one. Craig Silby. Brian McIntyre from 13th to position number 6. How about Marco Giltrup just there in the 40... Well, no, I thought he was in the 43, but that's Brian McIntyre in the 43. Marco Giltrup in the 14 machine from 17th to position number 7. One spot out of a transfer position at the moment. But the battle is on for positions number 5 and 6 between Brian McIntyre and Craig Silby. Silby on the outside of the racetrack. Brian McIntyre still on the bottom side as we work through turn number 3 and 4. We work on our 10th of 16th lap at the moment. Your race leader is Dylan Cook, but I tell you what, it's 3.5 tenths of a second because here comes Caden Barker. Remember, Caden Barker picked up your E-main victory. And boy, I tell you what, he's on his way to potentially picking up a D-main win here tonight at Lanier National Speedway. Caden Barker, he is the man on a mission right now. Barker, Dylan Cook, well, you're about to have some company down into turn number 1 and 2. Barker. I'll talk to you after I finish my work. Oh, lap car in front of your race leader Dylan Cook, but here comes Barker. I thought he had an opportunity. That door was just open a little bit. 3 to go at the start-finish line. Boy, Barker and Cook, the right front of Barker came very close to the left rear of Dylan Cook there. And he's got to be careful because you don't want to give up a potential transfer position. If you're going to go for the win, you may as well just consolidate in second position. Yeah, it might be good to say, hey, I won the E-main and I won the D-main, but I'd rather say I won the E-main and I transferred through to the C and potentially even further. 1 lap left to go for your race leader of Dylan Cook. Now DC, Dylan Cook right now. Barker again up on the inside. The door's open just a little bit. Can he make something happen here in the final 2 left-hand turns? No, it's going to be Dylan Cook to get the job done from Caden Barker. +10 for Caden Barker. Murray Howell home in 3rd. 4th is Craig Silby. Brian McIntyre comes home in the top 5. And Stefan Adams comes home unofficially in position number 6. Be careful of that. Don't knock that, please. So there is D-main action complete. Oh, it's scary when he's here running around near a green screen. Johnson, green screen, still behind me, by the way. So Cook, Barker, Howell, your top 3, Silby, McIntyre, and Adams are your top 6 drivers. Everybody else from 7th on back. Well, it's nice to have your company here at Lanier National Speedway, but now you're going to have to tune into the broadcast if you want to watch any further racing. Or, well, you can stay in the server. Your C main, which we contested over 18 laps in the top 6, will go to the back of the B. Luke Wilson, Blake Walsh in row 1. Max Donnelly and Jordan McDonnell in row number 2. Noah Page and Nathan Kane in row 3. Thomas Paul, Mitchell Clark in row 4. Kevin Hopkins and Brendan Partridge in row 5. Row 6 is going to be Brock Gilchrist and Willie McClune. Row 7, Dylan Cook and Caden Barker. Row 8 going to be Murray Howell and Craig Silby. Brian McIntyre and Stefan Adams will be in row number 9. So your D main is complete as we get ready to start your C main. I'll go around one more time. So what's left on the docket for tonight? The C main, 18 laps. The B main up next, which will be contested over 20 laps. Your 6-lap dash in the warm-up session, and then a 50-lap main event. I'll explain again. As I said, the admin cautions in the A main, it has to be two cars or more involved in a caution. Involved to be stopped on the racetrack or upside down to be eligible for the yellow flag. And again, caution laps will not count. We're back underway, or we're underway for the first time in your C main. So just what is 1, 2, 3, 4 races left on the night, but still about 80 odd laps to get through. In fact, it's close to 90. Blake Walsh leads lap number one. Luke Wilson on the inside runs in second position. Jordan McDonnell back in third, and after having a good qualifying run, unfortunately found himself stuck in the C main after a mishap in the heat race. Here comes Thomas Paul now under some pressure from Mitchell Clark. Then you've got Nathan Kane on the outside. Noah Page outside looking in. That's the 42. That's the blue and white car. There is. Is it white or is it grey? Grey and blue. No, it looks like white and blue to me. Keep an eye on Craig Silby. In 8th position. Silby goes to the outside of the 42 entry of Noah Page, who worked through 3 and 4. But it is going to be Nathan Kane. Slides up in front of Craig Silby. And Silby had to get off the gas as he let out of it. Otherwise, it would have been Craig Silby upside down. But he done well. Silby nearly tagged the back of Nathan Kane. That opens up the door for Noah Page. Slider from Nathan Kane on Silby. What a battle for positions number 5, 6, 7 and 8 right now. Oh, look out, contact. Silby and Nathan Kane. And unfortunately, Nathan Kane gets shuffled back. Outside now, well and truly outside of a transfer position. Noah Page in the 42's got some breathing room. Got about 2-3 tenths of a second. Your top 5 drivers, meanwhile, well, they've all found themselves just rolling the bottom side of the racetrack. McDonnell, Paul and Clark, that's 3, 4 and 5 positions on the racetrack at the moment. 8 down and 10 laps left to run. Noah Page is still about to have some company with Craig Silby here in just a few moments time, but I'll tell you what, Craig Silby starting to make some ground up on the 42. Will we see any post-race penalties? It won't matter because there goes Craig Silby. And there is another car upside down. That's Willie McLuhan. So it was almost simultaneously. And now the breathing room for Noah Page on Brock Gilchrist is 8, 9, nearly, it's about 8 tenths of a second. So there's quite a bit of gap, quite a bit of space to breathe right now. The 34 entry of Jordan McDonnell. He's ventured up above the slick part of the racetrack in the moisture upstairs. Unlike previous updates and what we've seen previous times. Oh, contact! Oh no, McDonnell around and upside down. Tough break, and now that puts Brock Gilchrist in the number 10 Michelin into the 6th and final transfer position. How about Dylan Cook right now? Your D main winner. Here's 2 spots out, make it 1 spot out as he gets by Murray Howell for that 7th position. 5.5 to go. He's got to make up 1.1 second on Brock Gilchrist. Yeah, it might be good to reel him in, but that's 2 tenths of a second. And once you reel in that 2 tenths of a second, you've got to waste very little time on making that pass for the final transfer position. Unless something happens to one of the drivers inside the top 6, 6th and 5th. Page and Gilchrist, they're working top and bottom side. So maybe well, they're just sort of taking it easy on each other at the moment. Then you go up in front of them, Mitchell Clark and Thomas Paul. Well, yeah, they might be running nose to tail, but if anything's going to happen, it'll be Mitchell Clark getting into the back of Thomas Paul. But I think at this stage, both Mitchell Clark and Thomas Paul are just thinking, well, you know what, let's play the conservative game. Let's get into the B main where I think we're only going to lose about 2 or 3 drivers at the moment. 2 laps left to run for Blake Walsh. Luke Wilson again closing in. Well, it's been this sort of gap for pretty much the entirety of this race. We come to the white flag. 1 lap left to go for Blake Walsh from Luke Wilson, Thomas Paul, Mitchell Clark, Brock Gilchrist and Noah Page. Here comes into 3 and 4. Here comes Blake Walsh. We'll see the checkers are out. The checkers are done and dusted in your C main, which means we are just 3 races away, 2 races away from your 50 lapper. C Main cars done and dusted. As we take a look at your official results for the C Main, as there it is: Walsh, Wilson, Paul, Clark, Gilchrist, and Page will get the job done. Man, Dylan Cook, he rallied up into 7th and only finished just under a 1/10 of a second to Noah Page to Dylan Cook, just missing out on a transfer position. Your B Main. Well, let's do this because I'm going to have a look at the Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid just to confirm. It's going to be 20 laps and the top 14 are going to go through. So the magic number is going to be 14. Oh, that was close. Tom Storr and Hayden Warrington, row 1. Darcy Wilson, Regan Edwards, row 2. Mitch Fabius and James McDonald, row 3. Cooper Wilson, Matthew Johnston, row 4. Corey Crossan and Brad Robertson, row 5. Caleb Beecroft, Clayton Davies in row number 6, row 7. Luke Dilworth and Blake Walsh. Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson and Thomas Paul, row 8, row 9, Mitchell Clark and Brock Gilchrist. And Noah Page in the 19th position. So 19 drivers, 14 of these guys. Put my jacket away, buddy. And don't touch the screen behind me. Green flag is out in your B Main. Who will be the 5 unlucky drivers to not transfer into tonight's Midget 50 lapper A Main event? Hayden Warrington leads the way from Tom Storr. Darcy Wilson, that's your top 3. Regan Edwards, Mitch Fabius. Those drivers make up your top 5. Cooper Wilson in the 14. We go 3 wide down into turn number 1 and 2. Wilson on the inside. Edwards through the middle and Tom Storr running the cushion. Run on the top side. He'll do the same down into 3 and 4. Keep an eye on Fabish. Big movers through the field at the moment. Well, Noah Page, he's up into the 14th and final transfer position. And no doubt it is busy right now. If you go back to the 305 entry sitting in 12th position, there's not a whole lot of time between himself and say, well, there's a second between himself and the drivers inside 6th position. So 6th through to 15th, or you're looking at 10 cars, 10 position. They are within 1 second. So one little mistake from any one of these drivers, any bit of contact, and well, let's just say it could be a disaster for the drivers on back. And well, there's the mistake that I was talking about. There was the contact. Do we stay green for the moment? Yes. Clark and Robertson both out. Wilson out of the event as well. No, Robertson's still there. It was Wilson and Clark. It said Robertson out. That's why I said it. So again, these drivers shuffle around the racetrack, shuffle around Lanier. It's the 95 entry of Mitch Fabish. Rolling the bottom side. Inside, Clayton Davies is for a position. Inside the top 5, Davies tried to shut the door down into turn number 3. He'll rail it right to the cushion. In front of them, here's a good battle between Cooper and Darcy Wilson along with Regan Edwards. Meanwhile, Hayden Warrington, he's out by 7/10 of a second lead. Coming to the cross flag sticks in a lap's time. We're starting lap number 10. And this is going to be your final preliminary action if you're not the top 14 drivers at the moment. Well, it's time to say good night to Davies as Darcy Wilson slid up. Davies got into the back of him, but he kept it going there. Cooper Wilson had a moment in turn number 3 and 4. Blake Walsh, Mitch Fabius, they work side by side for positions number 6 and 7. And again right now, better starting positions in tonight's main event from 11 through to 24 is what these drivers are battling for positions. So Fabish and Wild still having a great battle. Now you're throwing Matthew Johnston in that number 48 machine. 13 down and 7 laps remaining in your B main for Hayden Warrington. Darcy Wilson, Regan Edwards, Clayton Davies, Cooper Wilson, your top 5. There's Cooper Wilson right on the top side of the racetrack. Good battle going on between Regan Edwards, Darcy Wilson, Clayton Davies. 3-car battle now, make it a 4-car battle because I'm sure we're going to throw in Cooper Wilson as Regan Edwards comes up the racetrack. Now Wilson, that's Cooper Wilson, down to the inside. He got 2 for the price of 1, went from 5th to 3rd. Shuffled back to 4th from home. Now might even get shuffled back to position number 5. He does so as Davies works back to the inside on Cooper Wilson down into turn number 1. Davies looks for the slide job, not going to complete the passes. Cooper Wilson rails back around the outside. So now we are starting to see drivers work the cushion. It's really going to be a very, very juicy dash and an A main, that's for sure. We'll see where drivers utilise their race and how they set themselves up. And no doubt when it comes to the drivers in the dash, not only is it for starting positions, but it is also to test your cars for the main event. See what's going to work, what they think, how the track is going to play out. You know how the track's going to play out. It's going to get slick. I mean, it's already slick from top to bottom, but you really can expect that top line just to be a lot more slicker. And I think we might see the bottom side, even the mid part of the racetrack, come back into play later on. You've got a lap and a half to go for your race leader. Look out, one car was into the wall and jumped the cushion. In turn number 1 and 2, Davies goes the slider there on Cooper Wilson. Got to be careful not to throw it in too deep as we now have 1 lap left to run for Hayden Warrington. Runs the slider line through 1 and 2. Down the back straight away for the final time. Checkered flag is going to be out. Warrington going to get the right rear in the marbles and drive away to a B-main victory here tonight. And that will conclude your preliminary action. And it is going to be, remember, unofficially at this stage. You can see the results on the screen. They are unofficial. We are going to take those away and we are going to go through your official B-main results because they come up right now. And those drivers, the magic number is 14. Oi! Sorry. Hayden Warrington, Darcy Wilson, Regan Edwards, your top 3. Clayton Davies, Cooper Wilson, your top 5. Mitch Fabish, Blake Walsh, Matthew Johnson, Thomas Paul, and Corey Cressan will be your top 5. Top 10, sorry. Noah Page, Tom Storr, James McDonald, and Luke Dilworth. Going to be the 14 cars that make it through for the likes of Brock Gilchrist, Caleb Beecroft, Brad Robertson, Luke Wilson, and Mitchell Clark. Well, unfortunately, we'll say goodbye to those drivers. Filters. That's not what I want. Ready for the start of tonight's dash, and we're underway. Ten laps is going to be the distance now. Again, we're not going to bring up the timing and scoring because, well, it's not going to matter too much. But I can tell you right now, it is Alec Inslee running in what I thought was second position. Yeah, it was. So that's 2 down and 4 to run. Leo Heaton, your race leader in the number 26 machine. Here comes Harry Stewart down to the inside. Slide jump down into turn number 3 and 4. Inslee turns it back underneath him. Stewart has second, and Stewart now trying to come after Leo Heaton for the top spot on the racetrack at the moment. 2 laps left to run as they make their way out of turn number 4. Has Harry Stewart got anything for Leo Heaton as we work down into 1 and 2? Penultimate lap upon us in tonight's dash, the SimBlacks National Midget Championship. The SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, I should say. White flag is out, 1 lap left to run for Leo Heaton. looking to start on pole tonight's World Midget 50 lapper for round number 2 of the series. Round 2 of 18. Stewart dies low down into turn number 3. Not going to have enough. And that should be all in your dash. As a lot of the drivers, yes, will start to check up and slap on the back straight away. So well done to Leo Heaton, who gets the job done in tonight's dash. And we'll start on pole of tonight's 50 lap A main event as we are getting ready to start our main event. Of course, we have, I believe we're going to have a few minutes of warm-up session. And then once we have that warm-up session, we are going to get into tonight's main event. So with that being said, again, a big thank you to, of course, So It Seems Customer Poultry, SimBlacks New Zealand, along with their support with the series. Of course, big thanks to, of course, New Zealand Sim Racing for putting on these events. Again, we've got 18 weeks of competition. If we go to what is round number 3 next week, USA Speedway, followed by Kokomo, round number 4, then I-55 for round number 5, and then Williams Grove, Bristol Motor Speedway, Limaland, Knoxville, the Chili Bowl for round number 10, and of course that starts the back half of the season. Port Royal for round number 11, Volusia for round 12, Charlotte round 13, Eldora round 14, Fairbury round 15, Lernerville round 16, Weedsport round 17, and Lucas Oil for round number 18. As we get set for your 50 lap main event, we'll go through and have a look at your starting grid from back to front. The 24 to 11 will be correct. The top 10, I can only give you those drivers because the dash lineup or the dash finish would have changed that one. From position number 24, it's Luke Dilworth. From position number 23, James McDonald. Position number 22, Tom Storr. Position number 21, Noah Page. Position number 20, Corey Crossan. Position number 19, Thomas Paul. Position number 18, Matthew Johnston. Position number 17, Blake Walsh. Position number 16, Mitch Fabish. Position number 15, Cooper Wilson. Position number 14, Clayton Davies. Position number 13, Regan Edwards. Position number 12, Darcy Wilson. Position number 11, Hayden Warrington. In the top 10 from your dash, Graham Smith, Nathan Vanderwacker, Aaron Hunt, Terence Dorrell, Ayrton Smith, Hayden Guptill, Campbell Richards, Harry Stewart, Alec Inslee, and Leo Heaton. Now we can confirm that Leo Heaton and Harry Stewart will be starting on the front row. Alec Inslee and Hayden Guptill in row number 2. Nathan Vanderwacker and Campbell Richards are not going to start there, so let's get that one sorted before we go through that one. There we go. Now the drivers are correct. So Leo Heaton, Harry Stewart, row 1. Alec Inslee, Campbell Richards, row 2. Nathan Vanderwacker, Hayden Guptill, row 3. Aaron Hatton, Terence Dorrell, row 4. Ayrton Smith and Graham Smith in row number 5. 50 laps on the board, the World Midget 50 lapper. The SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship presented by New Zealand Sim Racing. Your World Midget 50 lapper, round number 2, here at Lanier National Speedway is green and we're underway. Can Inslee go back to back, or will we see a new driver in victory lane? Well, immediately Harry Stewart going to slide it up to the cushion, and we are going to go yellow already. So a number of drivers: Mitch Fabish, Noah Page, Matthew Johnston, Tom Storr. So 4 drivers in this one. Oh boy. Oh boy. Lap number 1 of a 50 lapper. Not ideal, if I say so myself. That is a very questionable call by some of the drivers. But anyhow, they're in the car, not me. 50 laps And it's taken just lap 1. Driver's probably a little too eager to get on the gas. Lights are out. So lap 1 is in the books. So after this one, we'll have a quick interview with our top 3 before we get ready for the Worth Australia Big Block Modified Series live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Green flag goes out. Nathan Vanderwacker looking up on the inside there of Alec Kinsley down into turn number 3. Remember, for a caution to come out, there must be 2 or more cars involved in that one. Leo Heaton continues to lead the way. We'll start should be our 3rd lap on the following. Oh no, that's this time. So wait for the overlay to adjust itself, unless they're going to count the caution flag lap. So hopefully not, but we'll wait and see what happens. We'll just keep an eye on the lap counter at the moment. Leo Heaton continues to lead the way from Harry Stewart. Nathan Vanderwacker has moved up to position number 3. Alec Ainsley back to 4th. Then you go back to Campbell Richards at top 5. Graham Smith, followed by Terence Dora, Aaron Hatton, and Hayden Warrington. Regan Edwards now inside the top 10. Corey Cressan, Hayden Guptill, both out of the event. So the New Zealand number 1, the virtual New Zealand champion, is done for already. Battle on between Campbell Richards and Graham Smith. Smith in the 24. Richards in that number 52 machine opens up the door for Smith. And now Smith takes a look to the inside. Contact as Richards, sorry. Dora watching there back in that number 23 machine. 3-car battle for positions 5, 6 and 7. Everybody trying to run down your race leader. Meanwhile, look at this. There's 3 cars all within striking distance of one another and all within somewhat striking distance of your race leader. 11 down and 39 laps left to run. Heaton, your race leader. Stewart still runs in 2nd. 3rd is Inslee in that black, white and yellow number 2 machine. Nathan Vanderwacker on screen in the number 88 machine on the bottom side of the racetrack. Back now in 4th position. Ken Inslee, I'm sure he would love to go back-to-back in tonight's feature event after picking up the win last week at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Stewart finished in 2nd. I'm sure he'd love to go one spot better, but I'm sure Leo Heaton would love to put that 26 in victory lane. We work down the main straight away. We start our 15th lap of 50, which means there is 35 and a half to run. It's still Heaton, Stewart, Inslee at top 3. And I've got to say, Nathan Vanderwacker, he's still not giving up on that bottom side of the racetrack through 1 and 2. He'll do the same in 3 and 4. We work down the back straight away. Because everybody has just got themselves spread out here at Lanier National Speedway. Let's look at some big movers. Blake Walsh in the 97 machine started 17th in this one. He's up to position number 10, so +7 on the docket for Blake Walsh. Unfortunately, Hayden Guptill finishing back there in 22nd position. Well, he's going to be the biggest loser of the field at -17. As everybody has really just found themselves in a bit of comfort zone. Now we're going to challenge and potential change for the race lead. Stewart on the outside. Heaton, well, he's decided to stick it down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Figuring, well, the bottom side, car upside down in front of your leader. And of course, we stayed green just for the simple fact that it was just a single car flip. As I said earlier on in the night, it has to be 2 cars or more involved for race control to throw the caution. It's been like that for a number of seasons, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to say it's pretty good having it that way because it really cleans up the racing and it stops those yellows coming out for single car accidents like we just seen Had we done that, we still would have been under the yellow flag, and you put that into consideration, well, we would have been, now we're under yellow, but you put that, had we gone a yellow under that single car caution, we would have lost 3 cars for that 1 car going upside down. Now all of a sudden, we have 2 or more cars involved, and now we have our yellow. So the A main is under yellow flag for the 2nd time. So that was not a bad run. We had it on lap number 1. Did we have a second one? No, that was it. Yeah, so a 20 odd green, about 20 laps of green flag action. So well done to the drivers. But Harry Stewart, after coming home 2nd last week, looking to go 1 spot better. There's Leo Heaton looking for his first podium of the season. Alec Inslee looking to double up on podiums just like Harry Stewart. No doubt Nathan van der Wacker, Campbell Richards. They are also going to be wanting their first podiums of the evening as we are ready to go back green. We're back underway. Harry Stewart leads them down into turn number 1 and 2. Slider line for the number 11 machine. Heaton fending off a challenge here from the number 2 of Alec Inslee. In that Heater Designs number 2. Van der Wacker runs in for position. He's got a bit of work to do if he wants to get by Alec Inslee for the final spot on the podium. But behind them, Campbell Richards, Terrence Dorrell, Hayden Warrington, Regan Edwards, Blake Walsh, Darcy Wilson. That's your top 10. Remind, oh, look out, 1 car. Well, we stay green. Unfortunately for Campbell Richards, who was running in 5th. And Blake Walsh now has moved up even more positions. He's up to 7th right now. So up 10 positions from 17th to 7th. Here comes Alec Inslee on the outside. He's following Harry Stewart. Figured, well, you know what, Harry Stewart, there's a reason why he's leading. There's a reason why. He's a 2-time and defending New Zealand Sim Racing National Midget Champion. He's looking for the 3-peat. He figured, well, you know what, if I follow Harry Stewart, hopefully he'll have 2nd, knowing that it is going to be a very, very long season of 18 racetracks for the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. We've got 20 to go, 2 cautions in 30 laps so far. Stewart continues to lead the way from Inslee, Heaton, van der Wacker and Dorrell. Or was it Durrell? I don't know. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Terrence is running in 5th position. Edwards, that's Regan Edwards in the 49 machine on the bottom side. Again, you see a lot of guys working the slider line at both ends without South Pack. Number 23 machine of Durrell. I think I've said his name 16 different times in the space of about 3 laps. And we are caution. Well, caution number 3, that caution flag. And of course, with these caution laps counting, with the caution flags counting, the laps counting, it takes away 2 or 3 laps. It'll determine how quickly race control can have a look at the incident, determine who's at fault, and then quickly go back green. Other than that, the standard time it takes is 3 laps for us to go back racing here at Lanier National Speedway, or Lynette Racetrack, also known as. So lights should go out on the safety car. Harry Stewart looking to put that 11 machine in victory lane for the first time this season. Again, we will chat to your top 3 very briefly after this one. So here we go, back ready to go back green. Oh, kids, I tell you. Stewart, Inslee, Heaton, down low. Inslee shut the door. Keep an eye on Vanderwacker. Durrell in the 23. He's within striking. He's within arm's reach, or was within an arm's reach of a podium. There was contact between Durrell and Edwards. Minimal contact on the entry into turn number 3. And here comes Blake Walsh on the outside. Rips the lip into turn number 1. Hayden Warrington. Boy, he was close to that left rear of Blake Walsh. Walsh can smell a top 5. Can he make it happen? Here he comes again on the rolling the boards through 1 and 2. Warrington, meanwhile, has opted to go to the inside line. Hayden Warrington. Nathan Vanderwacker, they're downstairs. Vanderwacker's been there for quite some time. Look at Walsh trying to rip the lip down into 1. He uses the cutback line on Clayton Davies, and now Davies tries to assert himself as a contender for top 5, but he jumps the cushion, the car bikes up. Laps winding down, 9 laps left to go. Meanwhile, Leo Heaton has fallen outside the podium. Nathan Vanderwacker, he's found 3rd at the moment. Gotta say, really want to see Inslee get up to the inside or the back of Harry Stewart to see if we can have a repeat of what we had last week at Cedar Lake Speedway. Warrington contact with Leo Heaton in the 26 machine. Heaton kept it going. Warrington finds himself now in 5th position. It's about a 1 second lead for Harry Stewart. And I doubt that anybody's going to catch that number 11 machine. Warrington slides up in front of Durrell. Durrell turns it back underneath him. Now Hayden Warrington going to shut it all down into turn number 1. He'll run the slider line. Starting to get this racetrack figured out. That setup certainly coming to the number 70 machine late in the race. Walsh outside of a top 5 at the moment, sits in 6th position. Can he run from the 11th position? Can he find himself in a top 5? Warrington jumps the cushion. 4 remaining. And the gap is even more for Harry Stewart over Alec Inslee. Vanderwacker still runs in 3rd position. And he's been right around the top 3 all night long. Here's that number 88 machine. But we've got 2.5 laps left to go here at Lanier National Speedway for Harry Stewart. The United Sim Sports Titan Garages number 11 machine ran runner-up last week at Cedar Lake Speedway. He is a 2-time and defending New Zealand Sim Racing National Midget Champion. He will see the white flag. Whatever happens from here on out, it is all in the hands of Harry Stewart into turn number 1 and 2. The SimBlacks National Midget Championship World Midget 50 Lapper belongs to Harry Stewart. He will be victorious here tonight for round number 2. Alec Inslee home in 2nd. Nathan Vanderwacker comes home in 3rd position. And boy, oh boy, I'm sure Stewart is going to be rapt about this one. We'll chat to your top 3 here in just a few short moments. Time again, they are going to have to be short and sweet for the interviews because we have got plenty of action to come from the Port Royal Speedway. But for the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championships, we are done. Let's take a look at your official results coming up on your screen. Stewart, Inslee and Vanderwacker, your top 3. Warrington, Durrell, your top 5. Walsh, Heaton, Davies, Wilson, Fabish, your top 10. Paul, Dilworth, Edwards, Hatton, Page, your top 15. Smith, Richards, Smith, Johnston, Wilson, McDonald, Guptill, Storr and Krasan, your 24 drivers. So well done to Harry Stewart, and we are going to quickly go down to victory lane and chat to some of these drivers. We'll hopefully get to chatting to our top 3. And looks like we are potentially ready for those top 3. We're going to bring in your winner. No, it looks like he's not going to be able to talk. One moment. We're going to do it the hard way. We're going to go down and chat to... We'll see if Vanderwacker has... Nope. All right. So we're going to go down here. Hopefully these drivers are going to learn to take it as it comes. We'll chat to Harry Stewart, who gets the job done here tonight. Harry, congratulations on the win. You must be thrilled after last week's second place finish. You come away with the win. You've got to be happy about week number 2 here at Lanier.
Yeah, super happy. Just glad the track got off the bottom. I wasn't set up there, and Leo was ripping around the inside wall. So just happy it got to the top or just away from the bottom, really, even though it was slider line. But yeah, just trying to be good on a tacky and a slick track. The whole sort of deal. It's a bit different to how it used to be, but yeah, no, it's good.
You mentioned about the tacky, but been trying to be good on the tacky and also the slick. It was once once you ran into that slider line, you got the moisture, you got the cushion. It looked like that was certainly the place to be. How important or how crucial was it to have your car set up for both slick and also that tacky, especially on the top of the racetrack?
Yeah, it was a bit of a guessing game. I did the practice of before this and sort of figured out something with the right rear, and I wasn't sort of running the top as hard off of 2 as I probably needed to be there when me and Alec were catching Leo, and I saw he was throwing it in a lot harder and hitting the cush a lot harder and getting a better run. So, and then I got a bit of a gap. I think it was a restart or something, and I tried the top the whole way around in 1 and 2, and off of 2 I almost binned it just because how much bite the cushion had off of 2, and I knew I had to hit that every lap just to launch me down the straight. And yeah, it was
Well, Chris, a big win for you tonight. Although it's only week number 2, you go one spot better than what you did last week in trying to defend your title. It's going to be very tight in the points between yourself and Alec. But congratulations on the win, Harry. Before we let you go, of course, sponsor on this race car, people behind the scenes who makes this happen for you.
Yeah, just everyone at United, SimSports and Slick SimSports for getting a set dialed in every week. Titan Garages and Carports, 87 Creative, Brayton for putting the league on every week, and yourself for broadcasting.
All right, well, we'll wish you the best of luck in week number 3 at USA next week.
Cheers.
There we go, Harry Stewart home with the win here tonight in the World Midget 50 lap. We'll chat to the driver that comes home second place tonight. He won last week, but home in second place tonight is Alec Inslee. Alec, congratulations on second place. Well, one worse than what you finished last week, but you think about it, 2 weeks, you've got a first and a second. I mean, that's a pretty good start to a series.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's the best I've ever done in any league, really. Although I say that, I've won 2 in a row at a little league that Brayton runs, but yeah, it's the best I've ever done in such a big league like this. So I'm pretty proud of myself, and proud to make the car look good.
Right, 18-week season. Like I said, you're 2 weeks in. You've had 2 podiums. Both weeks we've had 62 cars at Cedar Lake and Lanier. What's been the biggest thing for you in putting this car up the front of the field every week?
I feel like heat races are pretty much the key thing, really, is because I feel like with the dashes, top 10 is always a good starting spot, but to get yourself in the dash, you've got to be top 2 in the heat. So even that, it starts with qualifying, really. It starts with where the night starts. So you got to kind of try to be consistent throughout the night.
All right, well done on the second place. We go to USA next week. How do you feel about that racetrack after running Cedar Lake and Lanier in the first 2 weeks? How do you feel about going to a big track at USA?
I've never really been good on the big track, so I'm a bit nervous, really, but I'll just try to do my best. I know it goes on the top there pretty most of the time, so yeah, I'll just do my best I can.
All right, well, Alec, congratulations on second place here tonight in the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Again, before we let you go, of course, sponsor on this race car, people behind the scenes who makes this happen for you on the 2 car.
Fastlane Esports, again, who brought me on board, have been real helpful for me. And their team sponsors, Heater Studios, 17RC, Go Sideways TV, and Sidebike Media. Their logos make the car look amazing. Big thanks to Brayton, who puts on this league, and you for commentating.
All right, there we go. Alec Inslee home in second place tonight. Home in third place tonight is Nathan van der Wacker. Nathan, mate, congratulations on your, again, we're only week 2, but congratulations. The first podium of the season. You must be thrilled about this result.
Yeah, mate, bloody thrilled. I was 10 minutes before the session went up. I wasn't even planning to race it. And then one of my teammates, Daniel, who wasn't racing tonight, said, look at this, give it a go. I was like, we'll hop on in and see how it go. I was all right during the whole night, and I just found a really nice spot on the bottom groove where the setup just sit nicely, and I could kind of just ride that the whole event, and got me a third place in the end. So how good.
At any stage during the race, when you send the guys running the slider line, were you tempted to go up there and run that slider line, or were you just sort of happy just doing your thing, rolling the bottom?
Yeah, once I saw Harry and Alec go up to the top, there was 1 or 2 laps where I did try it, but yeah, I wasn't comfortable. It was just a bit outside there for me, and the yellow flag came out. Like as soon as that happens, I was like, I'll just stick to the bottom, stick to what I'm good at, and it paid off in the end.
All right, well done on third place here tonight at round number 2 of the National Midget Championship. Nathan, before we let you go, of course, good looking hot rod on that number 88 machine. No doubt you got a lot of people, a lot of sponsors you need to thank on that car.
Yeah, got to give a huge thanks to speedshop51.com. The setup was really nice tonight. I could really just run that bottom in, and that's what got me to the third place. But also LCJ Carpentry, Pace Graphics with my cool looking design on the car and styled imagery as well.
All right, well done on third place. Any chance of you running next week at USA?
Yeah, with the third place tonight, I might have to rock up a couple more times. So yeah, why not? I'll come next week.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing you next week at USA. Well done on third place, Nathan.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
There we go, Nathan van der Wacker home in position number 3 tonight, and that will wrap up our post-race coverage, or our post-race interviews, I should say. Well done to Harry Stewart, Alec Inslee, and Nathan van der Wacker, your top 3 drivers. That will do it for us here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Again, a big thank you to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand, So It Seems, Customer Poultries, and, of course, New Zealand Sim Racing. On behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, we thank you very much for tuning in here tonight. We're not done with just yet. We've got the Worth Australia Big Block Modified Series. We head to the virtual Port Royal Speedway for their second round of the series. So we'll get headed over to that one, and we'll see you back here in just a few short moments. But until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the manager behind the scenes, it's farewell, good night. We'll see you back next week for round number 3 at USA.